Rock and roll Chicago, rock and roll Chicago, my hometown. Well, I was born in the city, gonna rock the city, Chicago. Chicago rock and rollers are the best here around. You don't believe it?
Hey, this is Paul Martin
And Ray the Roadie.
for the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast.
Wow, last week's podcast just rocked. It seemed like everybody loved Frank Capek and the Kind. It was an awesome podcast.
Yes, it was. We got quite a few hits off of that, and thanks to Frankie for doing that. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that was great. I was really surprised that, people still remember the band, from back in the 70s, early 80s. They still remember them, still like them. That was great. So what do we got on tap this week?
This week, let's hope to do the same with Heartsfield.
Heartsfield, yeah, one of my favorites from back in the day. Still like them.
Oh, yeah. Heartsfield's a great vocal band. And we talked to Scott Bonshire and Freddie Dobbs. They told us some great stories.
They definitely did. And Freddie's an original founding member of the band, too, which is pretty cool. Been around a long time.
Yes, he has. Let's get to it. And here's this week's episode with Heartsfield.
Let's go.
Hey, this is Paul Martin
And Ray the Roadie.
for the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast.
Today we're bringing you Scott Bonshire and Freddie Dobbs. You may say, who's that? That's Heartsfield. How you guys doing?
Good, doing okay. How about you?
Great.
Nice to see you. So Freddie, let's start out with you and tell me.
Okay.
Tell me, you were an original member of the band.
I
right?
was, yes.
And then the band started when?
It's around 1969 or 70,
Okay.
I guess. I mean, the first days were JC already knew Perry, Jordan, and Phil Coffel. They were kind of jamming a little bit. And Artie Baldacci and myself and Tommy Rusnak at the time, we came back. We were living in San Francisco. We came back, and we used to go over to JC's in Midlothian. And in the living room, we'd pick guitars, sit around and play, And, JC was just a super guy, man. He welcomed us with open arms, like a brother right from the start, I remember him. He worked for the railroad, too, at the time, and they'd call him. He'd call off so we could jam and try to write songs and sing, But anyway, we had a good time though, and that's kind of where it started in his little house in Midlothian, And from there we started putting some songs together, And we got out to South Haven, Michigan. They had a spot, like a commune called Space that Perry and Phil used to go to, I think. And they knew some people from the area. And we found an old train station that was abandoned, owned by this guy named Rolly Sylvester. And he let us hang out. We used to just have our sleeping bag in the bass drum, And we'd just get up from morning to night playing. It was really a lot of fun, easy going times, I was about 70 or 70. 71 maybe, I don't know. But, that's where we put a lot of music together. And we had a connection with John Ryan and some people from WXRT. And once our songs got kind of solidified, we put things together. It was really somebody would come with a little idea and everybody would throw in ideas. It was a real nice, joint effort. Yeah, we used to drink a lot of Pabst Blue Ribbon. Cases of that shit around. That was our beer of choice. But anyway, we got a lot done, though, and created a pretty nice sound, and just the harmonies, our voices just seemed to blend perfectly,
Yeah, well, you guys are still known for your vocal harmonies.
Yeah, it's fun with the guys playing now, too. It's amazing. It's amazing. But, WXRT kind of gave us a shot and played our music on their radio station. I remember being downtown by the lake, around Lakeshore Drive somewhere, and we were in a car, and they played Music Guys for the first time. When we heard on the radio, we were all screaming. Man, you know,
So
20 years old, whatever, 23, 24. I don't know how old I was back then.
So when did you guys start recording? Did you record there, or did you record?
We recorded some demos, and we had a place in Hyde Park we used to rehearse at a house. I think we did some recordings in there.
And everybody was a songwriter then, since everybody contributed, right?
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. And we didn't start really recording. We got a contract with Mercury and went to Miami to record at Criteria. We liked Criteria because we liked stuff Stills did and Manassas, and there were a lot, you know, Ron and Howie Albert were the engineers. We kind of knew some of his work, and that was kind of a dream for us. Hey, let's go there and record, you know. I remember getting out of the cars, flying out there, and we were on the beach. It was like
a vacation.
Humid and shit. We're running out to the water the minute we got out of the cars. And we had a lot of fun back in those days. But, you know, John Ryan helped us get kind of going. Tom Geving was this dude that JC had experiences with. He was our producer. So we recorded there at Criteria. Just started traveling and, you know, going on the road. We were playing a lot in Chicago, like on the near north side and stuff. People used to come out and see it. Places were packed.
Right.
Back in the day, it was fun.
As the band evolved, you guys broke up somewhere in the 80s or something, didn't you? Now, how many albums had you had out at that point?
I guess 4.
4.
You know, back when we had on our first album, I'm kind of backtracking a little
That's
bit.
fine.
Artie and Phil played bass on a couple tracks because we didn't really have a bass player yet. We got a new bass player, Greg Bila. He kind of joined the group, and he didn't really know the material yet, but his voice fit in really well. He could sing high harmonies and stuff. It was really a great match to our band. We needed another guy. But then, you know, back moving along, I mean, we traveled constantly, boom, throughout the 70s and 80. I don't know, we sort of split, you know, we made a few demos to try to get some new material out. A friend of ours named Steve Beck, you know, supplied us with he employed a couple of us, and he had a place where we could record, and he kind of financially helped us. And I don't know what happened to this stuff we recorded there, but some of it was pretty nice, I thought. And I don't know. It's
what song would you say really catapulted you into the limelight? I guess you'd say.
I'm thinking Music Guys.
Music Guys,
yeah. A lot of people like Shine On too,
right.
You know. But Music Guys, I think, was the real. That was Heartsfield, you know.
Soft and warm, my eyes seem cold. I feel a calling me. I've aged enough to die now in a world before you.
Music Guys has been stuck in my head all morning, so
I still love it. It's fun to play.
It's a great song.
Good tune, yeah, good song for sure.
I'm honored to play. You know, Perry asked me to come and join the band, and well, this was more in 2008 or 9, you know.
Right.
But back, you know, he put a lot of aggregations of people together and kept it afloat, you know. Made some more. They made a few albums and re-released some songs, you know, on different albums and so forth.
Now the band got back together in 99.
99, yeah.
Is that when you joined, Scott?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Artie was no longer part of it, right?
Artie? No, here's my association. You know, the Baldacci name, I had heard since I was a kid.
Right.
Okay, my mom's sister had 4 girls: Sandy, Nancy, Colleen, and Donna. Okay, so Sandy, Nancy, and Donna. All right, the last one. Sandy took accordion lessons from Mr. Baldacci, Art's dad, and Nancy and Donna took piano lessons. So I would hear the Baldacci name from my mom, and she got to know Mrs. Baldacci, Flo, right? We called her Flo, and so the association was there, and I always heard about that. And they're taking lessons, and I used to watch my my cousin play accordion and that,
What a musical family.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
They were a great musical family. As a matter of fact, Artie grew up right down the street from me.
Yeah, you lived close to him, right?
I lived in the middle of the block. He lived on the corner.
Right, exactly.
22nd and LaSalle.
Yeah, 22nd LaSalle.
Yeah, unbelievable. So I always heard the name and everything like that, And then years later, my mom would say, "Hey, you remember Baldacci, right?" And I said, "Yeah." He says, "Well, he's a drummer also, and he's in this band called Heartsfield." And I said, "Oh, really?" So she's the one that told me about it. So I was looked out for him, bought the first album, went to go see the band all the time. I was a fan of the band.
Right.
I saw him at Moraine Valley and Hammond Civic Center, and Freddie just mentioned Tom Gavin, the producer. One show that I went to at Hammond Civic Center, Tom Gavin ran the sound live. And it was just like, wow, what is this, man?
He's a real good musician. He played a hell of a saxophone, too. When he came up and played on Another Man Down, it was always really cool.
Yeah. That show, just the sound was unbelievable. And you remember the Hammond Civic Center.
Right.
It's like a barn,
Yeah.
Like, how you get this sound here? So, then the band broke up and that. So, but I started teaching drum lessons. I've been doing that since 1980 at a drum shop called Midwest Percussion.
Right.
And I was teaching there for a long time, and then Artie Baldacci started working there. So we got to be good friends. Tommy Shecko, who you had on your show, he was working there too. So we would always talk and blah blah blah, all the drummers and blah blah blah, and this and that, and. Then I started working there too at the store. So, like in '97.
Who owned this store?
John LaTrenta.
John LaTrenta.
Yeah, John, great guy. Great guy. Yeah. Did everything for everybody, So yeah. So in '99, I'm at the store teaching and I'm working. And Artie says to me, "Hey, Perry Jordan is writing some new songs and stuff, thinking about getting the band back together." And I was just excited that the band was going to be back together, so I would go see him and check him out.
Right.
I was like, "Oh, you got to let me know." So a week would go by and I'd bug him again, and I haven't called him or anything like that. He's writing some tunes. And, okay, so another week would go by. I was like a little kid, Artie, come on, what's going on? I said, "You know what? Some of the other guys were going to do it, the original guys, and now they're not. So I don't think I'm going to do it. You want to check it out?" I said, "Yeah." So got Perry's number, did the audition. It was me, Steve Eddington, who's playing bass now, and Perry in Perry's living room in Crestwood. It was just us three. And I brought a little 3-piece kit, and Steve was like, "I like that he's got a 3-piece kit." So Steve was on my side right away. We got after that, we got Tim Johnson next. Tim knew Dave Nelson, and then there was JB, John Brightwell. So we had 6 original guys. And then when Tim left, we just kept it 5, I think. We had Eric Lambert in the band, Elmer Keyless, but Dave Nelson, Steve Eddington, and I have been together since '99.
So who are the current members of the band now? Who's playing with the band now?
So right now, the current members are Freddie Dobbs, myself, Steve Eddington, Dave Nelson.
Steve Eddington on bass, right?
Steve Eddington on bass, and Dave Nelson on guitar, and Andon Davis on guitar.
Okay.
And then Freddie picks up an electric once in a while, and it's all 3 of them playing electric, and it's like, a wall of sound. It's great. So, yeah, Andon is the last member to join, and he's been with us 9-10 years, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I miss playing with, the originals, Artie Baldacci, Phil Coffo, J.C. Heartsfield, Perry, of course, and Greg Vila. I miss those guys. But these guys, I'm just honored to play with them. They're all such great musicians. And they've been together just as long as we were,
Right.
And they're all awesome. And it plays a lot, around with other artists, too. And Dave, you can catch them up on the north side and stuff.
Who plays acoustic?
Freddie will play acoustic now.
I do most of the acoustics.
Yeah. That's a lot to ask of.
And then the other two play more electric.
Right.
Yeah, they're great guitar players. You know, it's fun playing with.
You play mandolin too?
No, some banjo, but
Some banjo.
Andon plays mandolin.
And okay.
Dave can probably pick up anything.
He plays dobro. He's got a dobro.
Yeah, he's got a dope. He plays great slide. You know.
We used to do a lot of. We would go to these little towns like Wisconsin, like we were talking about, and go to radio shows, you know, and interview us, and then we would play too, and we'd just do it acoustically.
Right.
And Dave would play dobro, and I'd bang on a snare drum and then bang on a chair. You know, oh, it's fun.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. Sometimes I had more fun there than doing the show later. But yeah,
You'd probably be pretty good on a pickle bucket.
Oh, those guys like by the Sox game? Yeah. Those guys are good, boy.
Yeah.
Those guys are good. I grabbed the stick once from the guy and I was jamming with him and I broke his stick and I felt bad. So I went back to my car where I was parked. I had my stick bag and I brought him a pair of sticks. He goes, oh, thanks. Because the sticks he had were just all mangled up. So, I could do that, yeah.
Now, you didn't join up right away? Or
No, I was teaching and full time, you know, teaching music, general music, and of course I got my teaching degree and did that for, I don't know, till around 2000, I think in 2002 or 3. I don't know. And then I retired kind of early and did a lot of odd jobs.
But now you're back with the band.
Yeah, but then, so Perry got laryngitis once.
Yeah.
It was in winter and he got laryngitis. I thought, oh, this is great. Perry's got laryngitis. You know? I mean, not, you know.
Right.
He sang great, but just because, you know, Perry liked to talk. So he asked Freddie. So Perry was still at the gigs playing, but Freddie came and sang. He had to learn all his tunes again, relearn them, and then he had to learn Perry's songs.
Right.
And then that was through the winter, and Perry got better. And through the spring we played. And then Perry invited Freddie in the summer, some more gigs. Mm-hmm. So he kind of knew the material. And then the next summer Perry got sick and he had a massive heart attack and lived for a while, but he just wasn't the same. So then Freddie graciously took over. It was great that he did it. So, but yeah, we've been going strong ever since, you know. We just... it's just like, you know, you guys, it's like M&R Rush. Wherever you play, you know, wherever they'll take you, you'll play.
Yeah,
you know?
it's
the same thing, man. But I love the band. I've always loved those songs. It's great that I get to play places that I wouldn't have gotten to play, like big fests, opening for bands.
Sure.
You know, traveling a little bit, playing clubs that I would just never get to play. So it's really been an honor. It's been really cool. I've loved it.
Now you're still teaching.
Still teaching. Yeah, still teaching, and that's been pretty rewarding lately. Sometimes, you know, kids don't practice and this and that, and that age-old story. But
where are you teaching it?
At Midlothian Music in Orland Park.
Oh, okay.
In Orland Park, yeah. Unfortunately, the one in Midlothian just closed up because Ron Lekovich, the owner, passed away just about a month ago.
Oh, wow.
So his son, John, was the manager, so now his son's running the one in Orland, and they closed the one in Midlothian. So, but yeah, doing that 4 days a week and still playing, and I'm playing a couple other bands. But it's been, Heartsfield's just been a lot of fun. You know, we just have a good time.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
I've never been in a band for 20 years.
Right.
I mean, I know you have.
Right.
But never one band for 20 years, you know, so I'm kind of proud of that.
Now, are you still teaching?
I'm substitute teaching.
Okay.
You know, I still kind of like to stay in it a little bit and help out.
Now, teaching guitar or music or
anything.
Oh.
Anything. Everything from music to social studies.
Oh, okay. So you're teaching in high school or
middle school?
Middle school?
Mostly middle school and high school in Beecher. I help out in Beecher and Frankfurt. You know, in both those school districts I'm at. Shout out, they're great. The teachers are great. Kids are nice, you know, and I don't do it a lot, but
sometimes
helps me out.
You were subbing at what was the school you were subbing at that my grandson was at? I can't remember the name of the school because now he goes to Lincoln Way.
Back when he was at Summit Hill Junior High.
Summit Hill, yeah, junior high. My grandson went there and he played saxophone, so he had Freddie as a sub a few times.
Nice.
You know, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was great.
But they had their music classes. They have guitars on the wall, and kids play, learn how to play basic guitar and stuff, which is what I did when I was a full-time teacher as part of my curriculum, guitar. And then they wanted me to get rid of it and do just chorus and put on musicals and stuff. I did Annie. I did Dolls, Guys and Dolls.
You're excited about that.
You got Phil and Freddie Phil and Artie to do it right with you.
I don't think I've seen anybody this through.
When I had help from parents, and I had this one really nice lady help me help the kids with choreography. I'm that's not my thing, musicals.
Right.
I love music, but any kind of music, But it was kind of.
So you guys have put out some albums since you've been back.
Yeah, we put out one in 2000. We recorded in September. We called it Rescue the Dog because Perry was a big dog lover, and we used to rehearse at this big warehouse through his wife's, through his father-in-law. I think his father-in-law had this warehouse in Cicero, and Perry got there early one time and heard this like yelping and that, and I think he brought his dog with just to have the dog, and so his dog was looking outside, or maybe he took him outside to go to the bathroom and look underneath, and there was 3 or 4 puppies.
Oh.
So Perry went underneath, and with his arm and dug out stuff, and I can't remember the whole story because I wasn't there when I got there. He wasn't there because he was in the hospital because he pulled his arm out trying to save the dogs, and he did. So we named the album "Rescue the Dog."
Rescue the Dog.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that's story.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I think he saved one. He saved. I think one didn't make it, but I think he saved 3, and then he took one, and that might have been Toma. I'm not sure, but he was a big dog lover, and then I rescued my dog that I have now, and he was all, I was his best friend for maybe a week.
Rescue the dog. Come here, boys. Little burger for you. Lurking in a Blu-ray. Rescue the dog. Rescue the dog. Rescue the dog.
So, and then we also did Disrupting the Country about 2-3 years later, and that was a fun album to play. And we did that in Perry's living room.
Really?
Yeah, we recorded that in his living room. We had a portable, one of the portable, recorders. I don't know that much about it, but yeah, we did that there, and that was fun. And then he did an album. Was it Georgia Flyer? Was that the name of that album? God, I can't even remember. Or no, the writer's tapes was just something that he put out. But I played on a couple of tracks of that, a couple of cuts.
Now, was this through a record deal, or is this personal stuff that you get?
The first album was, the Rescue the Dog was, because the original band was always big down south in St. Louis area.
Right.
Okay? And there were, JC and Perry went down before we put the band together in 99. And just for like a signing of, what they did was this couple, God, I can't even remember their name, but they were married, and they had, one guy had a drum shop, and his wife ran a record store. Well, they were big Heartsfield fans, and they put the stuff out on CD. I think they got the rights to it or something, the old stuff. They put it on CD. So Perry and JC went down and played a little at the store and signed autographs and that, and got it going again. And got the buzz happening and all that. And then they had a label called Bedrock Label. Bedrock Records. So we got signed to that for Rescue the Dog. And it was in Best Buy. They got it into Best Buy.
Really?
So I thought that was pretty cool, you know. One of my relatives from West Virginia, my cousin Bev, was in, and we were just shopping once, so we went into Best Buy, and my wife Barb, we walked by, and we went to the H's, you know, in the bin, and the Heartsfield one was like behind the other one, so my wife grabbed it and put it up in front, you know. There you go. Supportive wife. But so that was fun. Then the other ones we put out by ourselves.
Yeah. No, but originally back in the early days, who was the band signed to?
Mercury originally.
For the first three, right?
Yeah. Let's see, first one, second one, and then Foolish Pleasures. Foolish Pleasures and Collector's Item were around Columbia then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was through David Rubinson and his whole affiliation in California. We moved out to the Bay Area there, and our styles were starting to change a little. Became kind of eclectic on. But I love the Collector's Item album. That's like one of my favorites because it's got a different variety of things on there.
So then you were saying that the other ones were all done on your own label or whatever.
Yeah, we just put them out ourselves.
Yeah.
I think Perry did have a little bit of a label or something, or I don't know if our manager Dick Reck had anything to do with that. Maybe one of them or something. But we just put them out ourselves. We sell them at this shows, and
more like an independent.
Yeah.
Back in the day, record companies were bigger.
Yeah.
They had more control over you, it seemed like, back when we were foolish too. Our business sense wasn't very good in the early days.
Yeah, nobody's was. Just wanted to get out and play.
Yeah, we were on the road.
Do you have all the albums available?
You can find some of the albums, which is, the vinyl thing is happening now again, on eBay or people sell them. Mm-hmm. But all of them are available on CD. They come to the shows. And then at our website too, you can buy them, heartsfield.com.
Here I Am was like the last record album that Perry. That was like different artists kind of added. I wrote one song with Perry on there. I remember going to his house in Crestwood, and I did some overdubs and that right there in his room that got on the album. I also did them in the studio at Peterick. James, what's his name?
Jim Peterick.
Jim Peterick's. We did vocals and a lot of stuff there.
And Mick Famous wrote one too.
Yeah, Mick Famous
from Roseland. That used to be in Fawn.
Good songwriter, guitar player.
Yeah.
And you were in Fawn too, right?
No.
You were in
Jim Williams was in Fawn. Jim was a good friend of mine, bass player. But I always admired Fawn and Mick Famous.
Roseland was a great area to grow up in.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
A lot of bands in the old-fashioned days. Great bands would be playing on Michigan Avenue in front of stores, and it was just there was a lot of.
There was.
It was a real exciting musical time. Beatles just came out, and every new album that came out was like every single. Oh my God, it was
just waiting for it in garage bands and the whole deal.
Yeah,
and I played with JC, Jerry Heartsfield.
Yeah.
He used to come to the shows when we were together and sit in and play, which was great. It was just like, wow, there's Heartsfield right there. There he is, So that was fun. But then when John Cherlewski from Six, JC, when he quit, I did some demos with him. So it was me and Mike McCune on bass, Kenny Zemanek, Chuck Piper on guitar, and we did some demos. And actually, JC took him out to California, but I think he still had something to do with A&M Records because of Styx. But
was that with Spread Eagle Band or?
It wasn't Spread Eagle. It wasn't called Spread Eagle. It was just I think it was after Spread Eagle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or during that time. But we did. I recorded with him 4 or 5 songs. He brought him out there, but nothing ever happened. But so I think I could be wrong, but I might be the only guy that played with JC and JC.
The two JCs, man. Wow.
So now JC wasn't part of the band when you regrouped in '99.
No, but he would come out
He'd come out and do some shows.
play once in a while. And Phil came out a couple of times. Phil Lacafo.
Yeah.
You know, because the original band was Freddie Dobbs and Phil Lacafo on electric guitar.
Right.
And then when Freddie took Perry's place, he's playing acoustic. Now he's also playing electric too.
Right.
So that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, those guys would just come out and sit in, you know, at our shows. So
That's cool.
it was cool.
So you guys are still going strong, though? You're still playing? How many shows a year are you doing?
Maybe 20, maybe
Yeah.
20, 25, something like that. Right?
How about that?
Yeah. And we're doing a little bit of traveling now. We found a real nice theater down in Edwardsville, Illinois, about 50 miles north of St. Louis, called the Wildly. We're going back down there in November. And we play Beverly Arts Center, main stage in the St. Charles, Pheasant Run.
Right.
That theater.
Have we played the Acorn?
Which one?
Have we played the Acorn?
Oh, is that the one in Michigan?
In Three Oaks, Michigan.
No, I haven't done that one.
It's a nice little place.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah? We'll have to check that out. Yeah. But then Fitzgerald's, we've been playing Fitzgerald's since '99, twice a year, and that's so much fun.
Right.
In Berlin.
Nice club. Great club.
Yeah, we're doing that August 31st, actually.
Now you've shared the stage, I know, with quite a few big name acts too. Who were you touring with back in the
Marshall Tucker,
Everybody.
Yeah.
Doobie Brothers,
Yeah.
Marshall Tucker, Doobie Brothers, and I don't know. It's a lot of people we played with, you know. Some I don't even remember. Like somebody was like, "Oh yeah, you guys played with so and so." Really? Did we?
yeah, I know that is. Yeah.
Some of my favorite gigs that I can recall. One was with Loggins and Messina at the Ambassador Theater in St. Louis. That was really a fun show. Went really well. We played with Kiss. But that was on a big festival or something in, I think it was in Milwaukee, if I remember correctly.
Didn't you?
Or no, St. Louis. That was in St. Louis. KC Radio in St. Louis.
Oh, cool. Yeah, KC Radio really pushed Heartsfield down there. It's like XRT up
Nice.
here.
Right.
That's one of the reasons they were so big, because, you know, you get the music out. Oh, is that how that happens? Yeah, there's a radio and people can hear your stuff. You know? I'll tell you, the first time I ever played in St. Louis, when, in 99, we practiced all spring and summer in 99. The first gig was in the end of August, I think. Then the second gig was maybe Fitzgerald's. The third one was down in St. Louis, and those people were going crazy. I mean, it was almost an out-of-body experience. At one point, they were just standing up, and I was like, I wanted to get off the drum set, walk out in the audience, and go, what are they seeing, man? What is going on? It was so great. It was like, we love down there. We love up in Wisconsin, too, up in the northern country. Those people were great, too. Nice people. And you opened for Eric Clapton.
Eric Clapton, Kalamazoo. We played at the Wing Stadium. It was a hockey stadium or something. Open for Clapton, yeah. I remember getting out there. Santana came out and played, and I was like this close to him, right, like me and you. Santana walks up and plays jams with him at the end for an encore.
Oh man,
that was exciting.
I never heard that story. And then didn't you play? You played the Troubadour.
Oh yeah, Troubadour is
out in California.
Yeah. Was that where Keith Moon?
Yeah.
He came up and started banging Artie cymbals and stuff. Keith Moon. Or was it? There was a place in New York called Max's Kansas City. We had some kind of celebrity sightings. Tony Bennett's son played in the band that opened for us or something. Tony was in the audience. I remember at the end of the night, I was sitting at a round table. I shook his hand. Michael J. Pollard, the actor, I remember him. I don't know if that was in New York or in L.A. He comes up and pokes me in the stomach. You're Levon Helm. He thought I was Levon Helm. I'll never forget that. He was out of his mind. And like Keith Moon, we took some pictures with him. I remember at the end of the night. That was the Troubadour.
Yeah.
For sure. And he was just...
I'm trying to think of the other stories that Artie told me. You guys opened for a lot of people in the 70s, boy. They used to do 250 to 300 dates a year.
Right.
It was a long
and driving
trip.
Driving, not a lot of flying.
Yeah, a lot of drive. Texas, we rented these Cadillac Fleetwood Broughams. And we, the Doobies and the other guys were in plush buses or they flew, you know.
Right.
And you know how Texas is, man. It's like we drive all day. Jason used to go all day. We knew we had a gig coming up in Dallas or something. We were in Houston. He'd go, all day. Well, you know, we had fun. We took it, you know, the beer with the sweet.
So what's the future holds? Any albums in the works or anything? Or?
No, Freddie's got to start writing stuff.
I'm working on a few things.
Your last one was 2010, right?
I believe that's when it was. Yeah. And now Steve Eddington has done a solo album. I played on 4 or 5 cuts of that. It's nothing like the Heartsfield stuff, but it's kind of different. But it's I don't know. You know, we've toyed around with the idea of maybe doing something and checking it out, and you know, and maybe do it like with other writers too.
Yeah,
you know.
So Here I Am was the last one, right?
Right. Yeah.
That was a pretty diversified. Perry did a thing with Take 6, you know, a cappella version of Music Eyes. I don't know if you guys ever heard that. That was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Different. If he was still around, I'd probably be writing more songs on him. He was pretty easy to write with, you know.
Perry?
Yeah. Because he had always kept pushing. Persistence, you know, he's always trying a new song or something, and you know, you'd add to it, or if you had an idea, he would add to it.
Yeah, he had good ideas and good lyrics, and then the arrangements were your guys a lot, and man.
Now, Scott, you're playing with a couple other bands, right?
Yeah, I played with the Jaywalkers, which that's like rhythm and blues and Allman Brothers stuff.
Okay.
Just around Southside, local places. We just played St. Chris Fest in Midlothian.
Oh, okay.
And then played with the Bernie Glim, and it's like a country band.
Right.
Doing a lot of country stuff, but we'll do some other things too.
Right.
So doing the 3 bands and teaching. You know,
there's a shame about Tom. I hate to bring it down, but a shame about Tom Gurney.
Oh yeah,
a great player and just a great guy, a great individual.
Got a smile on his face all
the time.
Yeah, I know.
And love playing.
Oh my gosh, he did. And it's just too bad. Yeah, a lot of people just went too early. You know, he went too early. He was one of those guys, and we knew he was kind of sick, but we didn't know how serious. I don't think he wanted people to know. You know,
right?
But yeah,
I was shocked when I heard it.
Yeah, Tommy used to call me, "You old rascal." You know, he was just a country boy.
Yeah,
but he did love to play, and he just played that clean. He had that clean sound with just tasty, just like Freddie, playing from his heart, playing from his soul. You know, kind of reminded me. I told him one time, kind of reminded me of the. Sorry, I don't know this gentleman's name, but the guitar player from Smokey Robinson's band.
No.
Those little licks in the back that just kind of go unnoticed, but they're just there. You know, and they flow with the music. Oh man. It's good stuff. Yeah, Tommy, we miss Tommy. It's, you know, when somebody leaves or changes, it's never the same. You know, somebody else comes in, it's different, and it's good.
So where can people find you guys now? I mean, I know you have a website.
Heartsfield.com. Heartsfield.com, and then Facebook. Okay. We have a Facebook page. And then, just go to there, check it out. August 3rd, the next job up in Rhinelander, Wisconsin. August 31st, Fitzgerald's. I don't know if we're doing anything in September. Then a couple in October in Wisconsin. A couple in November down south.
Your website's really nice. It's well put together too.
Yeah. It's does the job. You know,
right.
It does the job. Lets people know where we're at. And Facebook. Thank God for Facebook. You know.
We're playing at Leo and Leona's.
Oh yeah, in October.
Early October. This is a place out near. Where's that? Near La Crosse, Wisconsin. Great little club.
Yeah.
The people there are dynamite, and we get up there a couple times a year, maybe, or once a year.
I call that like the little Fitzgerald's.
Yeah.
It's just small.
It's a great
smaller,
club.
But it sounds great in there.
Oh, wood.
And the listening crowd, you know, they come to listen and have a good time.
Right. Well, that's what you guys try. Probably the listening crowd, you know. I mean, your vocal harmonies and everything else is.
Well, on the second set, after they drank a little, you know, they start dancing a little bit. Right. But it's a lot of fun, man. It's good time music, you know.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
All righty, guys. Well, thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you.
It's been,
Thank you guys
great
for having
talking
us.
to you.
Yeah, we
Running this
appreciate it.
thing.
Yeah, getting some insight into some of the early days and the current stuff too.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We had a lot of fun. Thanks for coming.
No problem. Thank you.
All right.
Well, Ray, it was great talking with those guys.
Yeah, it was, man. They did some traveling in the days, man. Wow. 300 over 300 shows a year they were doing back then. I mean, they were traveling with some big name people too. That was really, really cool. Not everybody gets that opportunity.
Yes, they did. And how many albums? 12 albums? 11 albums?
Yeah, they got 11 or 12 albums. They actually put out more albums when they got back together than they had before when they were first initially together.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, they're a great band, and be sure and check them out. They're still playing. They're not doing 300 dates anymore, but they're still playing quite a bit. Maybe 20 or 25 shows a year, so you can always find them somewhere around your town playing and doing a show somewhere.
Yeah, I think they said, August 31st, they're going to be at Fitzgerald's in Berwyn, so you can't miss that one. They're here. They're right in your backyard.
That's right. Let's worry about next week's show. What do you who we got for next week anyway?
Next week, I don't know, man. Can we do it's almost after midnight. Can we do this some other time? It's like I'm really getting tired.
It's after midnight all the time, isn't it?
Well, pretty much. Yeah, it is. You're right. It is 9 a.m., but it is still after midnight.
That sounds like a country song.
Yeah,
it's always after midnight.
I was gonna go fishing today. I was thinking about getting myself like a big mouth bass or something. That'd be awesome.
There you go.
So who do you want? Who are we gonna do next week? What do we?
Next week we'll see. We'll see who we can conjure up and bring to the party.
All righty. I mean, everybody's banging at the door to get in. This is becoming like a frat house.
Yes, it is.
All righty. Anybody out there, you should come knocking at the door. We're here to talk to you.
Don't forget to share, and be sure and check us out at rockandrollchicago.net. That's
right. On Facebook and any podcast download service you use, we're there. We're like a festering boil.
That's a good explanation.
No, we don't have
some people really tuned in now. Tell all your friends, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week. Bye-bye.
Chicago.